We're back, man, for another update in career mode for, not update, but another lesson in the Flight Simulator 2024. We're still trying to get our pilot license, and we got a long way to go. I had to try to continue to do updates on this. I had to try to do everything you can to keep this.
You seem comfortable out there. I'm sure you will get your PPL in no time.
Just try to keep this, on point. For some reason, I've been having a lot of issues with my game, and I just hope Microsoft just put out more updates. Man, I done had plane crashes and all type of stuff, and I've been flying the big planes, and I don't understand why. Especially when I'm going down the runway, just trying to control it. Every time I set my buttons for takeoffs, just my controls, period, it always seems like it diverts back to something else. Even though when I save it and other things, it just won't save. But we're gonna try to hurry up and finish this to see if we get our PPL license, so we try to do some of the missions.
There's a laptop in the office that shows all the certification information you'll need for your PPL exam. Take a look. Here you can see all the different certifications you can pass throughout your career. Your first step is to work towards your private pilot license.
See, I see some other gamers, I see they already did everything, all on this side, all on this side. I'm still just trying to get just through the basic stuff. I need to commit more time and get it through, but I'm gonna get it through.
All the training lessons you'll need to pass the PPL exam are available here. Make sure you're comfortable with these before taking the exam.
We had got through some of this the other day. Got some A's, got some B's. We're gonna work on this power setting. Cessna 172, quick overview.
Let's talk about the throttle. If you have the need for speed, then the throttle's for you. Full control over the power output of the engine. In the Cessna 172, that relates directly to the RPM displayed on the tachometer on the PFD. Pull back on the throttle to reduce RPM to 1800.
So we want us to pull back on the throttle so it gets to about 1800.
Pull back on the throttle. You want to reduce RPM to 1800.
Dang, where all my controls go? Right now we're at 1930. All right, let's get it back to 1800.
Look how your speed and altitude are also decreasing. Excellent. Okay, let's throttle back up to 2,400 RPM.
2,400. Right now we're at 1740. We're trying to get it back up to 2,400. That's way too much. Let's come down a little bit.
Your speed is increasing now. As long as you maintain the same attitude, your altitude will keep climbing as well. Nice.
I wonder why
That
they
was
keep
excellent.
going off and on like that.
With piston planes like this Cessna, it's common to have power targets defined in RPM.
Oh, that was a quick mission. maneuver tests, ailerons, elevators, rudders. Let's see what they got for us.
The art of maneuvering a plane through the air isn't a mystery to you anymore. Now it's time to test the skills you've learned. As you can see, we're cruising at 6,000 feet on a north heading of 360 degrees. Start by descending to 5,500 feet while maintaining a northerly heading.
Maintain north.
While descending, reduce throttle to avoid overspeed.
Come on, we still want to go down. Get down.
System test.
While descending, reduce throttle to avoid overspeed. That's good. Now, climb to 6,000 feet and turn to a south heading. On the Cessna 172, you need full power to climb effectively.
Alright, got that full power. It said to a south heading. I should be climbing. I wonder why I'm. Alright, come on. Alright. We gotta keep climbing, keep climbing. We gotta kind of straighten out a little bit. We almost coming to a south heading. We gotta keep climbing though. Get it over just a little bit more. South heading. Straighten up. Get it up a little more. We gotta keep climbing to about 6,000. Alright. There's 6,000. Let's
Nice.
straighten out.
The term is good, but try to climb faster in the future. Alright, next exercise. Maintain your heading of 180 degrees, stay at 6,000 feet, and adjust your airspeed to 80 knots.
Slow it down. We're gonna keep about 6,000. Say slow it down to about 80 knots. Come on, we're gonna come down a little bit more. Alright, we're gonna go back up. Come on, 6,000 and speed about 80 knots.
That's good. Your speed was well managed, but your altitude needs to be more accurate. You did well, but you can do better.
Damn. Say we did well, but we could do better. Dang, she just gave me a B. Every good flight starts on the ground. Repairing your aircraft and taking all the necessary precautions is essential. Pre-flight training.
Hello. Today we're going to go over all the steps that precede turning on your engine. Those steps are essential to ensure your aircraft's integrity and that everything is in order for a smooth and seamless flight. First of all, stretch your legs a bit and take a look at your aircraft and your surroundings. We never took much time to look at our aircraft from the outside, so take your time if you want to inspect it. You might have noticed some extra bits on your aircraft. These are the covers and chocks. Covers are installed when the plane is not in use and are meant to avoid damaging its sensitive parts. Chocks are there to immobilize the aircraft. You'll need to remove them before takeoff.
So these right here, yeah, this is what she was just talking about. Everything removed for takeoff. Chocks down here. For takeoff.
And we're done for the outside. Now that we're sure your aircraft is functional and ready to taxi, let's check the inside. Flight information, a nav log as well as fuel and payload options. The Yefbi has plenty to offer, but if you want to get directly into the action, you can turn it off after you finish the quick tour.
Say quick tour around. Alright, breaks a lot of stuff down. See, I had 8 total takeoffs, 2 total landings from that. That's from that 737 or that A320. Alright, let me close that out.
It seems like we're all clear on the checklist. Now start this pretty bird up.
Let's see if I can get this going. Say then I'll come up here to about 30%. Let's see if I can get this right. Click there, put that on both. Did I do everything right like I'm supposed to?
Now that we've covered all the preparations, let's get to the good stuff, shall we?
Taxiing is essential skill to master before flying with your aircraft. Before taking off, planes need to follow taxi. See, I've been having a lot of issues with this game, man. Stuff don't want to act
Let's take a
right.
moment to talk about taxiing. Taxiing refers to moving the aircraft on the ground under its own power. In particular, getting from the ramp out to the hold short point on the edge of the runway. Steering on the ground is managed through the rudder pedals. That's right, unlike driving a car, we turn by using our feet. Okay, ready? With the throttle idle, release your parking brake. Okay. Now, gently increase throttle to get the aircraft moving. Go easy on your throttle. Use your rudder pedal to turn left and enter the taxiway. Increase throttle to gain forward momentum and then reduce RPM accordingly to match a fast walking speed while taxiing. Now, test the brakes. Good. Brakes checked. Taxi to the next exit, then come to a stop. Remember to control your speed with throttle and brakes. See the crossing in front of us. Stop before it, as if traffic was coming off the runway. Watch your speed. Watch your speed.
Alright, let me see, move up just a little bit. Alright, move up a little bit more.
All right, taxi to holding point Alpha 1 next. It's at the far end of the airport, near the head of runway 21. Stay as close as possible to the taxiway center, marked by the yellow line, and watch your speed. Watch your speed. Watch your speed.
Keep talking about some watch your speed. I'm trying to watch my speed as much as I can. Come on. Now I gotta speed up. Come on, watch your speed. You gotta see how that one come up off the ground. Slow down, slow down.
After the right turn, come to a stop before the hold short point, in prep for takeoff.
Come on, y'all. Man, this looked terrible. I did terrible.
That was good taxiing. The next challenge will be to keep the aircraft under control while at full throttle for takeoff.
Dang, that's gonna be like an F. I can't believe I got a B on that.
There's an old saying I like, a mile of road will take you a mile. A mile of runway will take you anywhere. Taking off isn't hard, but there are a few key points to remember. First, we always take off into the wind, which won't be an issue on a calm day like today. Second, before we enter a runway, we always make sure it's clear. Check to the right to see if a vehicle is on the runway. And to the left to make sure no other planes are approaching. Runway numbers are not arbitrary. Each number matches the first two number of the runway's compass bearing, rounded to the nearest 10 degrees. For example, a runway orientated towards the north would be numbered 36, which is 360 degrees on a compass. Everything looks good, no cross traffic. Go ahead and taxi into position. Now slowly taxi onto the runway and align the plane with the center line. Then stop your plane just after the number 21.
God damn. Shit going haywire. Alright, let's straighten up. I can't get this shit to do what I wanted to do.
Keep working on it, you'll get better. All right, let's do this. Apply full power, and I'll walk you through the takeoff as we go.
By full power.
Use your rudder to stay on the center line, and keep pushing power until you reach 55 knots. Good. Now, gently pull back on the yoke. And we're airborne. Line up the top of your instrument panel so it's a couple of inches above the horizon. That'll pitch us up and set a good climb attitude. Maintain 75 knots, and we'll reach our target altitude of 5,500 feet in no time. Focus on flying straight. Use your rudders to remove the left yaw plane as when climbing. You can see your current yaw input by looking at the MFD's slip skid indicator. Maintain 75 knots and climb to 5,500 feet. Okay, 5,500 feet. You've reached your target altitude. Technically, that counts as a takeoff, but I bet your next one will be better.
Damn, I had to go through all that. It was harder trying to control the plane. I need to do something to look to see how to get my buttons set so I can be able to dance. So I gotta see. I gotta do something so I can manage that better.
For this landing exercise, I want you to focus on the yoke only. We're close enough to the runway to land safely without adding any throttle. Maintain a speed of around 65 knots. Pitch down if you're going too slow. Pitch up if you're too fast. Keep your airspeed at 65 knots. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare. To flare means to raise the nose of the aircraft to slow your descent for a softer landing, but without ever leveling off or climbing. The main landing gear will touch down before the nose wheel does.
Let's see if we can line this up straight. Line it up, line it up. And to get over.
500.
We're coming up on flare height. Resist the temptation to pull back. Now, focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it. Nice. Now, apply the brakes progressively to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop. Use rudder pedals to stay on the center line.
We did alright. Did we do alright?
Well done. But there's room for improvement.
Damn. She said
Keep in
it's
mind
still
that
gonna
approaching the
fall
runway
through.
at the right speed is key to a good landing.
throttle management.
In the first part of this landing exercise, I want you to stay on the glide path by using the throttle. You can make small corrections with the yoke to stay aligned with the runway. Smooth action on the throttle is key for remaining on the correct glide path. If you find yourself too high, reduce your power. If you're too low, increase it. Remember though, always make soft corrections. You don't want to overcompensate. Now you can use the elevator to land. Reduce throttle to idle. Now, focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it.
Damn. I took my eyes off of it. Alright, let's try this again.
In the first part of this landing exercise, I want you to stay on the glide path by using the throttle. You can make small corrections with the yoke to stay aligned with the runway. Smooth action on the throttle is key for remaining on the correct glide path. If you find yourself too high, reduce your power. If you're too low, increase it. Remember though, always make soft corrections. You don't want to overcompensate. Now you can use the elevator to land.
Alright, so we go in line with the runway. Going down too steep. Let's align that. Align that.
500.
Coming down. Align it. Align it.
Reduce throttle to idle. Now, focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it.
System test. Okay.
Nice. Now, apply the brakes to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop.
Damn.
You did well, but you can do better.
Dang, we gotta do landing next.
My first instructor used to say, the best part of flying is landing in one piece. Today, you're in charge of bringing us in for a safe landing. And I've already set us up in landing configuration at 65 knots with 20 degrees of flaps. Keep your aim point on the runway threshold. When you're 10 feet above the runway, it's time to flare.
We're coming in pretty good. Let's pull the power back a little bit. Just a little bit. say maintain 64 knots. Oh, I'm all the way back. Give it a little bit more power. Come up the power just a little bit. Just a little bit. Come down. Come back a little bit more on the power. 65. Cut it back. Cut it back. Cut it back.
500.
Split it up. Split it up. Split it up. Cut it all the way
Reduce
down.
throttle to idle. Now, focus on the end of the runway and pull back slightly on the yoke to aim the nose just above it. Nice. Now, apply the brakes progressively to slow us down and bring the plane to a stop. Use rudder pedals to stay on the center line. You did well, but you can do better. Keep in mind that approaching the runway at the right speed is key to a good landing.
Yeah, I gotta do better. Yeah. I gotta try to manage that speed a little bit. It's kind of hard to manage the speed and manage everything else. Downwind. We're gonna come back on another episode to do downwind. We still got a lot to go on, a lot I still need to practice on, but I thought I did pretty good. So we're gonna come back later. Please like, subscribe, and hopefully we'll figure this out so I can get through my PPL license. Holler at you guys next time.